name is Rachel McDonough, and this is my friend. Hi, this is Nana. And we're here at the beautiful Madison Square Garden for the big fight, and you are watching True School Sports.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, I want to talk about this fight because I'm not even gonna front, or as the young kids say these days, as young kids would say these days in the urban parts of America, I'm not even going cap, no cap. Not even gonna lie to you guys. This fight is completely pointless. Like, it's completely pointless, but I still want to see it. I still want to see it just because I think it'll be entertaining. And that fight, as you guys can see by the title, is Daniel Jacobs versus Gabriel Rosado. Now, I know with Gabriel Rosado, his last notable win was in 2017 against Glenn Tapia. And I mean, come on, are we really gonna get hype over a win he got 3 years ago against Glenn Tapia? I mean, we can't really do that. But Gabe Rosado, he comes to fight. He brings value for money. He's always going to be in an entertaining fight. He's a warrior, probably too much of a warrior for his own good. But just in the little exchanges him and Daniel Jacobs have had back and forth, like he was the alternate opponent for the Chavez-Jacobs fight if Chavez would pulled out or something would have happened. And I thought that was a more entertaining fight at that particular time, and I would have actually been happier with him fighting Gabe Rosado than Chavez, because I mean, come on, Chavez. We know what the whole MO with Chavez is. He's just a guy that's living off his father's name, and hasn't really dedicated himself to the sport for quite some time. But the back and forth between Jacobs and Rosado has been quite interesting and funny. Now, let's get to some quotes. Let's see what Rosado had to say about this. He said, I quote, "I will knock out Daniel Jacobs if the fight happens because I can beat Daniel Jacobs. I see a lot of flaws in his game. I think he's more hype than anything. I like the guy, but I don't think he's what they make him out to be. So I would definitely like to fight Jacobs and knock him out and do what Canelo didn't do or Golovkin didn't do." He then went on by saying, hold on, because these are extended quotes. He then went on by saying, I quote, I think it comes from the fact that we're two East Coast guys. He's from Brooklyn, I'm from Philly, and me and him were supposed to fight years ago. It was way back when I fought Peter Quillen for the world title, which was a fight I was winning, and I got stopped on cuts at the end. Jacobs was up to fight the winner, and then it kind of just stirred from there, where we were supposed to fight, and it never happened. And then I said some things about him that he didn't like. I called him a bootleg Andre Ward, and he didn't like that. And then he threw shots back, and that's just where it came from. But I've been calling him out, been wanting to fight. I think the fight is huge just in boxing, period. But especially if it was on the East Coast, being that he's from Brooklyn. I've headlined in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center and in Madison Square Garden, so I have a big fan base in his hometown. So it's just one of those fights that should happen. Eddie Hearn has also been on record saying that he loves the Jacobs Rosado fight. So this is a fight that could happen. And I think personally, look. If this fight headline, I mean, I know DAZN doesn't do Barclays Center shows, but if they do a show at the Garden, I don't know if this is big. I don't know if this is big enough of a fight to headline the big room in Madison Square Garden, because that's like 20,000 seats, and I'm not really convinced that Jacobs Rosado is moving 20,000 tickets. I'm not convinced on that. But the small room in Madison Square Garden, maybe the theater, it would definitely sell that out, no doubt about it, because that's only about 8,000, 7,000 capacity, so it could sell that out, no problems. And I'm sure you would get a really fun, rambunctious, energetic crowd. People from Philly, people from New York, boxing fans from all over America would come for that fight, because it's an entertaining fight. It's a good TV fight. It's a good DAZN fight. Or this could be a co-main. This could be a co-main event on a big card. So however Eddie wants to do it works. But I think nonetheless, if Daniel Jacobs can't get those big fights against Caleb Smith, because recently I did a video where Jacobs was talking about calling out Caleb Smith and wanting to fight Caleb Smith. So if he can't get that fight against Caleb Smith, then this could be a good consolation prize, a good tune-up. Because really, let's be real, Rosado is a tune-up. I know he's not gonna like that, but he is a tune-up based on his resume, based on his track record, based on how he's been fighting. He's a tune-up. But he's a tough fighter. He always comes to fight. He just fought Suleski, and he almost knocked out Suleski, who's a good fighter, who went life and death and damn near beat Daniel Jacobs. Some people thought he beat Daniel Jacobs. So with that being taken into account, with that being said, I want to see this fight. The last fight Rosado had was on the same card as Jacobs Chavez, and it was interesting because when Jacobs fought Chavez, the Mexican fans did a bunch of stuff at Chavez because he's a quitter and a disgrace to his father in their eyes and whatnot. So the arena went crazy. They had to get everybody out of there. But Rosado fought after all that was over in front of an empty arena in Phoenix. So you gotta be thinking that in Rosado's mind, he feels some type of way about that. Being on a card and then fighting with nobody in the stands. I mean, absolutely nobody in the stands. Like, Jacobs had his main event and he fought, and then there was like nobody there except like the referee, like, and the judges. That was it. So that's one thing. And then he had his 168-pound debut, I think. I mean, he fought his last fight at 168. I don't know if it was his debut, but he fought his last fight at 168, and he won. So he's got to feel good coming off a win because he doesn't get too many of those. No disrespect, he doesn't get too many of those too often. So it's a chance for Gabe Rosado to add to the legacy of entertaining and exciting fights. Can he beat Daniel Jacobs? I don't think so, but I'm not exactly writing him off because people listen. I like Daniel Jacobs, but people always want to romanticize how good Daniel Jacobs actually is. Is he a good fighter? Yes. Does he deserve respect? Yes. Is his story inspiring, and could it move the generations to come from how he's beat cancer? Absolutely. You should respect Daniel Jacobs, but he's not nearly as good as everybody says he is. I mean, he's chinny. He's been dropped by Sergio Mora. Dimitri Pirog folded him up. He came in overweight against Golovkin on purpose, had extra weight on himself, still got dropped. So Rosado's a strong, solid, sturdy guy. I could see Rosado, if he catches him with the right shot, hurting Daniel Jacobs. And you never know in the sport of boxing. You never know. So this could actually be an opportunity for Gabe Rosado to really score the signature victory of his career. I don't think it's as bad of a fight as people want to make it out to be. Is it a pointless fight? Yes. Will it do anything to tell us about who's the best at 168? Not really. But is it an entertaining fight that is worthy of the zone looking into making happen at the Garden or in Philly or somewhere on the East Coast? The answer is a resounding yes. So I want to see it. I don't know about you guys, but I want to see Jacobs versus Rosado if Jacobs can't get no big fights at 168. So if they're not going to put Daniel Jacobs in with John Ryder or Callum Smith or anybody like that, then I don't see how there could be any fight. Unless it's against like the Caleb Plant or something like that. I don't see how there's any fight within the DAZN stable after Smith, Ryder, after Caleb Smith and John Ryder. I don't see any fight that makes more sense than Gabe Rosado or Daniel Jacobs. And in terms of the money he's gonna make, and in terms of the excitement that it'll generate, and in terms of the just the fight itself, the entertainment value of that fight, it's definitely worth making. So let me know what you guys think. Do you want to see Daniel Jacobs versus Gabriel Rosado when boxing starts back up? And if it happens, how much of a chance are you giving Philadelphia's very own Gabriel Rosado against the Miracle Man, Daniel Jacobs? Let me know in the comments down below. Take the time to subscribe. I'm trying to get to that 30,000 subscriber mark soon, so help me on that journey. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys.
Boom, it's your boy Big Baby Miller straight out of Brooklyn. You're watching True School Sports. Tune in, sucker.